guys. Look, I know I said Lagoon was going to be next, but I was thinking about it and I realized that Lagoon actually opens really soon and I could go there and film stuff, which would be so helpful. So I made the difficult decision to push the Lagoon video back until I'm able to make a trip over there. Not sure when that will be, but it shouldn't take too long. So to all 21 of my subscribers who were eagerly awaiting the Lagoon video, I'm so sorry. I've let you down. But hey, in the meantime, let's talk about Vegas, baby! Also, shout out to Airtime Throws. All of the coaster footage in this video is, once again, from his second channel, so thanks a lot. If y'all haven't checked him out by now, please do. I promise you will enjoy his content. Unless you are a viewer who is a direct relative of mine who only watches to support me and has no real interest in coasters. You guys probably wouldn't get that much out of it, but you never know until you try. Anyway, back to Vegas. Whenever I start talking about the coasters in Vegas, I always get the same question. Have you ridden the one up on the tower? And the answer to that question is no, I haven't. Why? Well, put quite simply, it doesn't exist anymore. It was removed in 2005, 20 years ago. I do not know how the idea of a coaster up on a building became so baked into popular culture, but the thing is gone. It's long gone. Please stop asking me about the coaster on top of the building. It's gone. I haven't ridden it. I will never ride it. Please stop. From what I can tell, it wasn't even very good to begin with, so can we all just let it go? Right. So now that that is out of the way, let's talk about the coasters that actually exist in Vegas. There are 3 that are worth talking about. First, we have the 2 in the Adventure Dome, Canyon Blaster and El Loco, and then we have the Big Apple coaster at the New York Hotel and Casino. There are also a couple of kiddie coasters scattered around Vegas, but I haven't ridden them and I don't care about them. Let's focus our efforts on the big 3. I'm going to start by talking about the Adventure Dome itself. It's an indoor amusement park in the Circus Hotel and Casino. I'm not gonna lie, this place is really cool. The entire amusement park is covered by a massive dome made of some pink material, which gives a really strange yet beautiful lighting to the park. It's so unique and makes the dome look very cool from the outside as well. Another plus to the Adventure Dome is that you don't have to pay to go in. Anyone can just walk in and look around. If you want to actually ride anything, you can get a wristband that gives you unlimited rides on everything. I always like it when a park has a pay-to-ride, free-to-enter deal going on. It's nice if you have a family member or friend who doesn't want to ride anything or physically can't, but they still want to be able to join the outing and buy food and just hang out. It's really nice. Beyond the coasters, I don't think the Adventure Dome has any particularly fun or unique rides. I didn't ride a single flat ride there when I went, but it is cool to just walk around and see how they managed to fit all the rides into a relatively small and contained area. Another thing in the Circus Hotel and Casino is a SpongeBob themed dark ride. Notice I said in the casino, not in the Adventure Dome. This ride is not inside the Adventure Dome. It's right next to it, but it is not inside. Another important thing to know is that it is not included in the Adventure Dome wristband. The SpongeBob Dark Ride is its own separate ticketed experience. There's a ticket stand nearby where you can buy individual rides. So how is it? I was honestly really disappointed. I'd been really excited to ride it because it's made by Sally Dark Rides and I've heard nothing but good things about them. Unfortunately, this ride is overwhelmingly screen-based. Yeah, there are animatronics in there, but they barely move and they don't really have anything to do with the plot. I will give it credit for being a shooting dark ride where you can actually tell where you're aiming, but overall, just kind of boring. It's themed to a carnival, so you're basically just moving from screen to screen, doing simple carnival games at each one. The trackless floor system is completely wasted. They don't do anything interesting with it. I don't think I would be as hard on it if it were in an actual amusement park and was included in admission, but the fact that you have to buy individual tickets for it? No thank you. But I am legally obligated to tell you that my beloved sister has a real soft spot for this ride because it is the only time she has ever won in a shooting dark ride. See, look, this is a picture of our scores that she took. There's no information to tell you whose is whose, but I promise hers is the higher score. So basically, I guess it isn't all that bad. Okay, with all that done, let's talk about the coasters. I'm not going to give a park review to the Big Apple coaster because it's just in the casino. The entrance is in an arcade, there isn't any kind of park to go with it, so no rankings, no categories, just pure coasters. I'll hit the Adventure Dome ones first and then finish strong with the Big Apple. El Loco is, how do I put it? It feels like whoever designed it just wanted to put as many wacky elements as possible in one ride. It has a 90-degree drop, an extreme Outer Bank turn, some really strange inversions. That last inversion in particular is so weird. You flip upside down really slowly and then just continue on upside down for a second before finally dropping down. It gives some great and unique hang time, that's for sure. That final drop is also weird because you hit the brakes immediately, like mid-drop immediately. It's an abrupt ending to a ride for sure. Overall, this ride isn't very long, but it is memorable. I really do think the biggest thing this coaster has in its favor is just how many unique elements it has. They even list them all in the station, like they know what this thing is. It does cause the coaster to feel kind of, I don't know, disjointed, but honestly, that just adds to its unique charm. A really fun, really unique ride. Canyon Blaster is an aero looper, but I actually like this one. Yeah, it still beats me up, but Canyon Blaster has a lot going for it. This is a ride with 4 inversions, and 2 of them are good. The first 2 loops are tons of fun. The corkscrews after that, ugh. You know, I'm starting to think that maybe I just don't like corkscrews, and these ones are no exception. After that, the ride weaves in and out of rock work, really upping the fun factor. One of my favorite things about this coaster is how it moves all around the Adventure Dome. El Loco is very contained, but Canyon Blaster really sprawls over a large chunk of the park. Watching this thing run is so fun. You can never quite tell where it's going to come from next, which is so cool. Plus the sound it makes as it goes overhead and the vibration you feel is just awesome. In fact, I'm realizing that this coaster may be more fun to watch than it is to actually ride, which sounds insane, and it probably is, but that is how much I like watching Canyon Blaster. It's certainly less painful. When I visited the Adventure Dome, I rode each coaster 4 times, and by the end, I just couldn't do it anymore. Neither of these coasters is a gentle touch, but Canyon Blaster is definitely worse. Still like the ride though. The Big Apple coaster is the only Togo coaster still standing in the United States, and that's for good reason. For a long time, this coaster had a reputation for being one of the single worst, most painful coasters of all time. But a couple years ago, the coaster got new trains which have vest restraints instead of bulky over-the-shoulder restraints. This is the version of the coaster that I rode, and I can confidently say that with these new restraints, the Big Apple coaster is no longer painful. It is still weird though. I've only ever ridden this thing once, years ago, back when I was first starting my career as a coaster enthusiast. I knew basically nothing about coasters back then. My credit count was pathetically low, but even back then, I could tell that this coaster was weird. The transitions on this thing are whack. The elements themselves are whatever, I don't really remember them. But the transitions? What? Togo, what were you doing? I can absolutely see how they could completely wreck you with different restraints. I don't know how to fully explain to you what I mean. This was a long time ago, but I know that the transitions stood out to me and that they were weird. I have never felt anything like it since. Well, the Hopkins coasters were also pretty weird, but they can have their own video. Moving past the weird, jarring transitions, this coaster's biggest asset is probably the setting. It's right on the strip, which gives great views, and the casino itself is themed really well on the outside and gives a fun vibe to the coaster. So, is it worth riding with the new trains? It costs $25 to ride this thing once. That is too much money for a single ride on a coaster. It's a price that I am willing to pay, and any coaster enthusiast worth their salt would agree, but for the average person, I don't know. It's a big coaster. It's long, I'll give it that. It's unique in setting and in feel. Is it good? I don't know. I'd have to ride it again. I guess whether or not it's worth it is gonna have to be up to you.
Hey guys, editing me here. I just wanted to just jump on real quick to say that while I was working on this video, my beloved sister was actually in Vegas, and she rode the Big Apple coaster while she was there. So I asked her what she thought about it, and she really liked it. She enjoyed it a lot. She didn't notice any of the weird transitions that I harped on a lot about in this section, so I don't know. Like I said, it's been several years since I've ridden it, so that could be part of it, but also she is not a coaster enthusiast. She likes coasters a lot, but she's not an enthusiast, so it's possible that she would miss some of the smaller details in a coaster. Either way, I figured I would just jump on and put this alternate perspective on here for you guys, you know, considering she literally rode the coaster like 2 days ago. And now, back to the video.
So, looking at the Vegas coasters as a whole, where do we land? I'd say the Adventure Dome is definitely worth a visit. It's a unique park with unique coasters and a good vibe. A wristband is $60, but that comes with unlimited rides, so I'd say it's a fair price, especially considering everything else the Adventure Dome has to offer. I'd honestly recommend skipping the SpongeBob Dark Ride unless you're super into dark rides and just want to experience as many as possible for yourself. Or if you're really into SpongeBob, I guess. And as for the Big Apple coaster, I'm gonna have to let you take your life into your own hands on that one. I've given you about as much guidance as I can. Overall, Vegas isn't great when it comes to coasters, but it does have enough that I think a trip to Vegas to collect those credits is totally worth it. Whatever you say about the coasters of Vegas, you can't call them boring. Clearly, I had so much to say about them. Okay! Quick video done. Sorry this took so long. Things were kind of thrown into chaos when I pushed the Lagoon video back. Plus, the Over Texas video was supposed to be my March video, but I got too excited and finished it early, so I decided to just do a quick little one to tide y'all over. I really don't think the next video is going to be Lagoon. I just can't see myself making that trip anytime in the next month. Also, the weather here has not been great, so opening weekend was pushed back, So instead of sticking to the US, I think we're going to get a little exotic next time. Get ready, team. I am going to ramble. You better prepare yourselves. Catch you next time. Bye!